Oh.
Laying down on the couch.
I can't. Can they hear us? They can hear us?
They cannot hear. I'm gonna give you the answer, because I can't even hear it myself.
Dude, we have like 57 members already. I'm crying.
Damn.
It works.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay. So
Yep.
yeah.
Can you
My
hear?
right controller just died, and I have no battery for it, so I'm meant to go without a right controller during this thing.
Can they hear?
Yeah, they are. I just turned down the volume on my thing.
Alrighty. You pinged for everyone to join, right? If it don't. Yeah, no, you're good.
Pilot episode things.
We're getting there, guys. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. I promise. Swear. Alrighty. Alrighty. So if you're gonna ping me in a chat, ping me. Okay, so try to talk in the main and general chat, please. There's gonna be a moment where we can ask questions and chit chat. So just talk through there. Don't do the side chat of the stream because I will not be able to I won't be able to click it. I will be. Okay? So, yeah. Without further ado, welcome to the Onward Talk Show. I'm really proud to announce it. I'm host Soup, producer Truman. We have co-host Godfather, and our guest today is. Say your name. Yeah, we have Time Master here. So, I'm excited for this project. This is a passion project and something to bring to the community. And what I'm really hoping is to bring more than just the milsim and roleplay and all that little drama. And I want to showcase things and I want to shed light onto what we have. We'll have segments in between this and we'll be doing things. So, yeah. So, first off, our guest, Time Master. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Time Master. I'm trans, so even though I might sound like a guy to some people, it is she. I've been in Milsim for a year and a half now in some of the bigger servers out there, and I've been on Discord for like 6 years.
So, yeah. So, pretty cool stuff. What's some of the servers you're a part of?
So when I first got into Milsim, I was in TFV, which, you know, has quite the reputation really. It reached about 700 members, I think, maybe even higher before it finally died out.
770. I think the max was like 778.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I became a consultant in Apex, which is one of the smaller servers, but its reputation is definitely bigger than the server size. And
Yeah.
I'm High Command in USSF, which is about 150 members, 160.
All really cool stuff. So, what is your outlining view of the state of Onward today?
It definitely goes up and down. You know, you have some milsims out there that are like really awesome. They're great. They really try to push to. I can't concentrate. They really push to, you know, be the best in Onward and try to stay out of all the drama. And then you definitely got the worst end of the spectrum, which, you know, they're constantly raiding, warring. We've had quite a few nukes recently as well, which is really quite a bit of a shame. So it really depends, you know, where you are. but I would say
Yeah.
right now it's the most active I've seen it. Maybe not the best state.
Yeah. So, with that being said, so do you think like do you think the state of Onward changes with like every update and like the activity and stuff?
Oh, absolutely. I wasn't around for it, but I've heard a lot about the 1.7 days. I just missed out on my chance to play it, annoyingly. I kept putting off downgrading my PC version, even when I could have played.
Oh.
And from what I hear, the community there was super duper tight. The graphics looked awesome. And from what I hear, that was definitely a golden age of Onward. From 1.8, which is when I joined, you know, Milsims were kind of starting out. We had like the quest boom. There was still all the drama and stuff because it was mostly run by kids, still is. And that was kind of, you know, the kickoff phase. And then we had 1.9, which has really brought a lot of drama, I think. It introduced some very big bugs to the game, and 1.10 wasn't quite satisfying enough. But I think 1.11, we could see a huge change. And I think a lot of the Milsims are going to move away from the raiding now that spawn killing won't be a thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of the changes. I don't. I never look at patch notes. Fun fact. I don't read if I don't have to. So that sounds like we're going in the right direction ultimately. Yeah, since like a lot of server nukes happen. Yeah, I think it's been pretty crazy lately. What do you think, Godfather?
You know, it has been pretty wild considering how many nukes have been going off, and a lot of servers that I personally have connections to have been nuked, and it kind of makes me upset. But you know,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
keep moving forward every single day. I would say Truman, I want your input, but fun fact, he's a mute. Not to put you on the spot like that. But do you think that the state of Onward is heavily based off of the rising servers that build it up?
I think TFV's reputation definitely brought a lot with it. But interestingly, recently I've seen not so many servers go down quite the same route as them. There's only really one or two that quite follow a similar formula, if at all. But then you've got other servers like 511, which I've never really been in. You've got Blackwater, who still has a huge reputation now for the more serious side. And I would say they're definitely the forerunners, and, you know, they kind of decided how the serious servers run. And then you've got other servers as well, like you've got the Volk Order, you've got SSF, and they can definitely define some of the more raidy, war-y sides. So I think the big servers and the original servers definitely decide a lot of how the community runs.
for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
What
For
about
sure.
the wave of roleplay servers? Because that's where I came in Onward at. I was a big part, or I was a part of Southeast Roleplay, and that was like all I had known. Like it wasn't until a few months after, but I had joined the first coalition, the first United Coalition. That's how I kind of sprung up. So, what is your thoughts on like the 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 quick dying of the trend of roleplay servers? Because I think that it was a short trend. No one has been able to done them the same way, I think, as Southeast has done. Because I think that was like one of the better ones. What do you think?
So, depending on who you ask, Milsim really is about that RP sort of side, and I think it's still what a lot of Milsim strive to. You see a lot of people running their operations, and you see the ranks and stuff. So really, people are looking for that RP aspect. But Onward, especially in the current state, and this might change in future updates, there's still quite a running gun arcadey game with, you know, it's got a very strong competitive base. So I think we see a lot of Milsims. You know, they'll do some of the RP, but then they'll also strive towards, you know, playing the game. And
Yeah,
as you should, because you know, if one side's playing to the game rules, both sides have to play to the game rules.
Yeah. When I mean roleplay, I mean servers like Brendan RP, Southeast are like those servers that were just threw a curveball into like what you could do with the Onward stuff. I mean, it's more than just Milsim. I think we really can. We can do a lot. I think it was a quick trend. You know, like I don't see any. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
even
we ran
USAOs and stuff like that, but I don't know anything about it anymore. I haven't heard anything.
we ran a brief experiment in USSF where we had a campaign system, and that was somewhat inspired by systems like Dungeons and Dragons, and using like character sheets to, you know, sort of dictate how you leveled up, what weapons you can use. But what we found is really that a lot of the people, at least within our community, just couldn't quite get the hang of it in the way that matched what the intention was for the system.
I agree. That is probably the biggest reason why it was a short trend. I mean, I think when I joined, like 6, 7, maybe 9 months ago, I mean, of Christmas of last year, that was when it was at its peak. I mean, you had servers that had implements of like taxes, you could own buildings, you could open shops, and I loved that. I thought that was creative. I don't see that done at all anymore, and I miss that. I think that was like the height of everything. I think those were like, because I mean, I was naive. I wasn't really big in Milsim, you know, so I think those were. What do you think of those concepts?
I think it's just not right for this community. You know, as I said earlier, this community is very much more the run and gun or die hard competitive side. I just don't think people are willing to, you know, sit down and spend the time, you know, reading the words, writing the words, you know, doing
Mm.
anything really other than shoot
It
people.
does
Yeah.
kind of suck. It does kind of suck because I remember
Mm.
I joined TFE back when you were, and back during TFE and stuff like that. Things were a lot more RP on the milsim and military side in terms of operational, while now it's more just the run and gun, doing the comp scrim type stuff. It's
Mm.
changed quite a lot.
Yeah. I think from my perspective, like the early, like from what I would thought was the early more RP side of things, I miss it. I mean, it's dynamic and it's a huge refresh. I mean, it's all these milsims and those servers nowadays are just kind of like we get rated this that hada, you know, like there's not a lot of so there's no water splashed in your face. And then news, people owning news servers, people having channels and sections of their servers dedicated to news. That was a
Yeah.
that was a trend for a little while, and then it dies
Yeah.
down. Your
That one
thoughts?
caught me by surprise, honestly. You know, we would have stuff. I know Captain spearheaded something like back in it was about halfway through TFE's lifetime, I think, maybe a bit later. That was when like Alliance servers started first popping up, and they were kind of hybrid servers. You got things like the UC now, where you know it's very much for alliances and statements, and then you've got stuff like Truman's server and Onward Insights, where it's more about the news specifically. And that split has been something that really we've only seen this year, I would say. And
Mhm.
seeing, you know, all of a sudden we've gone from like 1 or 2 non-functional news servers to a couple of servers that actually were, you know, pumping out some news. Maybe not the best quality, but you got to start somewhere. And I was surprised to see quite a few.
Yeah, I think I think the start of the news servers was pretty damn cool. I mean, you don't know, like you can join 100 alliance servers, you can join everything, you can stock statement channels, but you honestly never really know what's going on. I mean, Truman, you have a new server, and it's pretty damn successful. I mean, maybe not always active, but you pumped out news and you made news, and I mean, that stuff is cool. I mean, even if people don't want to take the
Mm.
time to read it, a lot of people do read it. I read it. Only time I read. So, yeah, I think people are experimenting. Hence, this is an
Mm.
experiment. So,
Yeah,
any more thoughts?
I think you know, we're going to come into a new era very shortly, especially with the 1.11 around the corner. And I think it's interesting seeing the news systems evolve even. Like we've got this from you. I think there may have been something similar a long, long time ago, but really this isn't something you see often. And you've got like the comp leagues are going to be a bit shaken up in this update as well. So, you know, maybe the casting will shift over to milsims and maybe milsims will make their way into the league. And
Hmm.
stuff like some upcoming bot projects, for example, my one, I think will possibly change the way that we deal with news as well.
Yeah, I think the differentiate the how I've always liked to see something is you have a big server hub similar to the UC, like you have something like that who they can own their own news channel, they can have their own news branch, but like it stands not even as far out as these independent news servers. And I think what makes them better is that they're independent. It kind of feels like getting your daily newspaper, you know? And I would like to think this is not just going to be news. This should, you know, be the retaining and fun side of everything, you know, like what we need. I mean, this is first episode, Icebreaker, and after this, we will be accepting, we'll be making applications for people to be able to apply for things, and then we can move forward, because we can't do any events, mini-game stuff yet, just yet. We're still fine-tuning that, but we need to get this out there because the new wave, the new update. I feel like every update there's a new wave of people, you know? So, what do you
Absolutely.
think? Yeah. What do you think, Godfather?
I think I'm excited to see this new wave of people, and hopefully they're decent.
Yeah, maybe a little older. I mean, everybody deals with the squeakers in lobbies. I mean, yeah.
And even
what are you doing?
this update isn't the wave, then we've got the Quest 1 dropping very, very shortly. That's only a couple of months away, really.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a player boom. That is definitely going to be a player boom.
Oops, I didn't dance. That wasn't me. Yeah, I think that's gonna be amazing. I mean, the graphics should be getting better from that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something I'm in the custom map community as well, and it's something we're all very, very excited for. Because
Yeah, I think
especially the questies in the room right now, you can look around and you can see some of the textures. You know they're good. They're very good, and especially props to this map. This is beautiful. I haven't looked around this one yet properly. But like we can see those textures potentially even double, I would say. Maybe not necessarily, but you know, you can see more buildings, bigger landscapes, more textures. It'd be great.
Yeah, I think the custom map community, I needs more love on it, to be honest. I think it's a small. I would say it's small. I know like 2 people in that, and I mean like, I mean you're in that. So why don't we shed some light, and why don't you talk about it?
Yeah. What kind of projects have you worked on or have been working on?
So really, I think there's only about 10 creators really mainstream at the moment, including, you know, the smaller ones that have only got maybe like 1 or 2 maps and aren't so invested in the long run. But really, that's starting to quite pop off as well. And you know, a lot of people don't get along with SSF, but we do have SSF to credit for the fact that they're popping off because they bit the bullet. They took the first commission, and they've started a wave of people going, "Oh wait, we could just pay for maps the entire time." And honestly, it's a huge, huge loss to us. Like, we definitely downprice a lot of the maps. Most of us, at least, some of the creators, like Beluga, who makes insane maps and has been around in the community for the longest time, I know charges quite a bit more, but his maps are that much better. Check out Tanglewood if you haven't. I've heard great things. Personally, the only one I've got out at the moment is Laser Quest, which is, you know, it's based in the dark. Your night vision won't even work, so don't try. Sort of glow-in-the-dark neon vibe. And
That'll be cool.
it's very fun, yeah. And, you know, I don't maintain that as much as I should, but I make sure it doesn't break at least. I've got another one in the works very slowly that is going to be a giant donut. I just made a donut. I made it really big, and you can run around on a giant donut. So it doesn't even have to be realistic. And I've got another one I'm working on at the moment as well for USSF.
We love that. So you do make, you know, you make maps, and so, right? Like the donut, like
Yeah.
what goes into what do you start with? Like
Well, the first bit is an idea. And you kind of have to
I mean,
judge
yeah.
that for, you know, how big is the idea? How sane is the idea? I had a really cool idea that was going to be like a few different sort of fantasy worlds colliding, and then I realized actually that's going to be really hard to do. Whereas something very simple like the donut, like, you know, it's a concept, you can just kind of do it because it's a very simple idea. And, you know, I literally just followed the tutorial online and went, I can stick this onward. Why not?
Yeah. I like seeing the custom. It brings you to like I feel like it brings you to a welcoming level for people to see their maps come to life, and like to see their dreams really come together, even if their servers don't last long. I mean, this is beautiful. Like, this is
This is gorgeous.
amazing.
I love the like plane helicopter thing over there as well. That's awesome. And
Yeah,
the jets that fly past every so often too.
you can actually write that.
I know, I heard. I'm
Yeah,
gonna run around
it's-
this after this. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's
Oh.
oh, there goes Truman. You know, he has to do something. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, I think maps like, actually, right now I don't think I have any favorite maps. I mean, I really like Headquarters Regimental. I love the shooting range. Beautiful work with pistol range.
I
in it.
haven't
It's
really
just
looked around the new ones.
really, it's really good. I
Yeah.
really like it. I mean, outside of the texture of the brick, that kind of hurts my eyes. I'm not gonna lie. I like, but it's a good map. It's really good. Everywhere I look, I see Roblox textured bricks everywhere. Come fight me in DMs about that. Don't.
Extradition is also a good map. Extradition
Huh?
is also a very good map.
I've heard good
Oh
things. Yeah.
shit!
Oh. Is he on?
What's he doing? Oh, he's just saying hi. You know, communicating.
Oh,
I like seeing like stuff like this. This is beautiful. Alcohol, beautiful, beautiful. But like, it's just really, it's just. I think it brings a lot. I mean, like, didn't it? Kenzie over from Apex, didn't she make a map for
yeah,
Apex?
she made a map. Yeah, she
Let's hear
was.
about it.
Yeah, so she kind of approached me and went, "Do you want to make a map?" And at the time, I wasn't able to do it. I wasn't quite confident enough in my skills. I didn't really have the time. But she went, "Okay, I'll do it myself then." And Kenzie, being Kenzie, she literally just went and did it herself. She, I think she bought a computer partly to do it, but also because she wanted to play PC Onward.
Yeah.
She,
She never
worked
did
with her
PC
husband.
Onward.
No, she was on Quest for a long time.
Wow.
She got help from her husband. I think it was Lejam as well helped, but it. Oh, there they go. They're hovering.
Her husband. She's married.
Yeah, she's married.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She's a grown woman. She's a grown woman.
God. Okay.
Had some help from some of the other map makers as well, and occasionally from me. And she pumped out a map that I've heard some really good things about.
Oh brother, Truman is a little. It brings a tear to the eye. A little music. I think.
What's great is the animation's decent as well. We can't do anything about it. They just you'll see
Yeah.
people floating around whenever you do something like this.
I think the people from Apex. I think they really put so much.
Yeah, Apex.
Into it.
Apex is very organized and very professional.
Yeah, I mean
They
they're
give
loving it.
everything 110%.
Yeah, Kenzie
yeah.
doesn't. Kenzie's very strong-willed when it comes to that, and it proves it.
Yeah, what I personally love about Apex is that they not only do they try, Kenzie will do it herself if she can't get you to do your job. I'm not speaking that to you. I mean just like, but she will put the foot down and do it. And we don't see. I see so many owners who just assign jobs, right? And when they're people they assign the jobs to don't get the jobs done because they don't understand what to do. Nothing gets done. We can hear River Radio too. Hi Truman, here looking can be heard. Hello. I always love it.
I think that's a big issue because a lot of milsim owners, it's all about delegation. You can't do everything yourself, but at the same time, if you're not willing to do like a tough job that you're delegating, or if you don't know that the person you're delegating it to can handle it, then you're just going to end up with a disaster.
Exactly, and I think we see that way too much with Alliance servers. I think like I'm so tired of seeing people say, "Hey, I need you to do this task," but the person doesn't do it because they don't understand what they're doing. And they're not going to say they don't understand it because it feels good to look good doing something for another server. Everyone's competitive like that. No matter who you are, you feel that drive. I mean, if you really don't, and you're not like that good for you, most people really are. So, and it all comes from like what you do. Map making. I mean, I'm sure you have drive. I mean, for people who make maps, I'm sure there's drive to do it. And to do it, and it feels good to do it for good servers. You know?
Well, honestly, the money from it's not great. So if you don't have a drive and a passion for it, then you know.
What's the? I don't know about the cost of everything. What's that like?
So if
Oh.
you take a flat artist,
Oh, hello. Maury.
That's not Moray.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, we have Maury as a bodyguard. Continue.
So if we charge like a a sort of standard flat £10 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever artist fee, that's a nice baseline. It makes the maths behind it really easy. You can easily be looking, 100 hours, 200 hours. Some of the map makers spend 300-400 hours, on a map. You're looking at a couple grand, really.
Oh,
But we all know that milsims can't afford that.
Yeah.
200 off of it is fucking, $1 an hour or lower.
Yeah, that's wow. I mean, I know like some people they charge like 100 to 200 for one map, and
Yeah.
that's scary. Those are big numbers in
Yeah.
my world. Anything more than
It's already
$5
big, isn't it?
is like a lot. I mean, I do art commissions.
Mhm.
I never charge. How I base everything is whatever the other person wants to pay. So I'll draw anything. It does not matter. I can do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, we take that into account.
Yeah, and I do so much free stuff too at this point. It's like I just because I think map makers have this issue, but when somebody will DM me about like, hey, I want a map. Oftentimes what they do is they get you, or like not just a map, but like any art in general. What happens to me is like they'll be like, hey, I want this, I want that, and you're like, okay, you can pay whatever you want, you pay half up front, do whatever. Oh wait, never mind, I can't pay. Oh, you're just gonna hook me in. I mean, does that happen a lot for you, or for anyone
I
you know?
haven't really had that because at the moment I've only really had one client, and that's USSF, and they were really willing to pay assets and have already paid for some of the assets. So like already that level of trust that they're going to do that is there. But I spent a lot of time hanging out in the VR chat community as well because that's where I learned to do the 3D modeling. And you hear like some horror stories there. People will be like, "Oh yeah, like this avatar is worth like 100 quid, 150."
Yeah.
And I made it for the person, sent it to them, and they went away.
Wow. That's
So yeah,
traumatizing.
People are willing
yeah,
to pay
it
like
sucked.
hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for a VR chat avatar.
But
Yeah.
what's worse is people are willing to pay hundreds upon hundreds and then run away. Like you see a lot of people introduce sort of a 50% flat fee sort of thing, where it'd be like, here's what I reckon it will cost. You need to pay half of this for me to start working on it, and then you can do the other half once it's done.
Yeah. I wouldn't I don't think I've ever, there's only been one time I've ever really, I mean, that's scamming. I think for myself, I've only been scammed once, and made the person a bunch of art, got their, and they were pretty, I thought they were trustworthy. I mean, they told me about their job, and then right after they supposedly got in the hospital, they kept telling me they would pay me, and they'd pay me big. And yeah. Oh, Truman's back. I hope. Yeah. So, well, there goes our bodyguard. But, I think everything's come a long way. So right now, if anybody wants to ask anything, we will be taking questions and answers. Just ask whatever, say whatever in general chat, and we'll read it out loud and react to it. I'll let you guys start talking now. I mean, if you don't have any questions, say stuff, input. You can come closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, move how you need to if we need to adjust.
I'm just moving my
Hey.
cover, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Can y'all quit the shooting, pretty please? Thank you.
It's not me, but you want me to handle it?
Yeah, make sure. Oh. If it's Truman. Oh.
It's too late. I kind of shot him.
Womp womp.
Honestly.
True. He always uses his MP5.
I'm rocking the Elite 6 that was somewhere over there, but isn't anymore.
Yeah. You guys have no questions? You're nothing at all? I mean, I don't really care. If put it in general chat, guys. General. I'm gonna be told to like kill myself. Anyone asking anything? I mean, it's okay. I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't care. They can cope. We're still in here. We're here. That's what counts. We made this. What I really like is that like we've come this far now. I feel like it's such its own thing. I don't think a lot of other people are gonna be able to just make it and then slap on we're the first. I don't know if we're the first. I mean, I think maybe there was like one so long ago, but like most people don't know it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you know, like a lot of things have been done at this point, so being able to say that you're the first is very, very tough. But being able to say that you're the first to do something recently, that's a lot easier.
Yeah. What's so funny, Godfather? We have
Nothing at all. Just fun, you know.
yeah, we
just-
have oh. Truman? Why don't you come out of it? Oh, I mean, they're being romantic in there.
What?
So, retro. Casting is on. Or that. Oh, I thought I turned it on. Oh well. I clicked enable. Alrighty. So, if nobody has any questions, we do have a featured server, and I'm telling them to join now. So while they join, they're gonna join us. So our featured server is Project Mercenary. Oh, that looks like somebody's getting
Okay.
romantic with it.
How you want me to deal with him? You want me to like kiss him back?
Get him.
Anyways, I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
the gate and wait for them.
Yeah, let them know what's up. Thea. I have Thea.
I unfortunately have to leave, so I have a unicorn I have to buy. I have to buy a unicorn at 3, and it's almost 3, so I got.
Oh, you have to buy a unicorn.
You go buy that unicorn.
It's yeah. I paid a lot of money. Also, I'm not this short. I'm just sitting down.
Send a
Goodbye.
No,
pic.
actually.
I will.
Thanks,
good
Corporal
having
Repro on
you.
base.
I remember you.
Welcome
in
on base,
TFB.
boys.
I remember you in TFB.
I remember you.
Thank
I
you.
remember you more in the
Yeah.
Air Force.
Huh?
Stop talking on comms.
Remember you more in the
Maury
Air
will
Force.
assist you guys over
Yeah.
here.
Well, we made it into a Navy after that.
Yeah, no,
We-
I was there the entire way
we-
through.
We ended up being the.
Yeah, Truman, why don't you
Station
bring
Navy.
them up? You do that.
Mm.
Oh man, they can see again. Truman, why don't you come back behind here?
Have a good night.
Yeah, go buy your unicorn.
God's sake.
Why don't you use a couch form? And fetch you.
You're gonna have to give it.
He's a little big boned. It's a little hard for him to get on the couch. Yeah, I think our guest. They can. Oh well then. Oh God, they were here for the porn. So. Oh, it's Pride Month, dude. Man. It is. It is.
Damn, a few days too late to go flaunt that against the homophobes. You got an issue with trans
Aw.
people or
They're all
lesbians?
yours.
Leave.
Hey, welcome. You guys
Afternoon,
can
ma'am.
stand You
Afternoon,
can
ma'am.
stand wherever you feel comfortable. So
This
these
is the
are
camera for reference.
yeah. So
Ma'am.
these guys are from Project Mercenary, the featured server. So if you guys, do you mind telling us just a little bit about Project Mercenary, and you can step up or like you can stand by over here, whatever's easier.
You want to give the DI experience first since you have recruits?
Sure. So I'll give you a quick rundown of what the beginning process is of what happens when you first join Project Mercenary. Should you pass our application process, it's not too difficult. It's literally just answering a few questions. Then you'll be processed onto our PMRT. Our PMRT is our 3-phase basic training in a way, to put it bluntly. The first phase is majority of a conditioning phase where you will be doing PT or IT intensive training. It's not as easy as other servers, to put it lightly. It's one of the most difficult basic trainings out there. It's nothing like anything you will ever experience. The second phase is more of a drill phase, if you get what I'm saying. Left phase, right phase, about phase. You will be learning the drill forms. Experiences as a DI or DI cadet. It is, in some forms, a simple yet complex concept to grasp. Once you get in the groove and once you've seen a few basic trainings, you will know what to do. But until that moment, you may think, oh yeah, this is going to be like a bunch of different other servers I've been in. It is not. It is nothing like those. It will be something that you will be tried on and you will be tested. Now passing over to Staff Sergeant Hook.
Thank you, Miss Corporal. After the fact of basic training, you'll come to myself if you go into infantry, and myself is the platoon sergeant. And my job is to oversee the platoon, make sure everyone does what they're supposed to, act how they're according to, get into trainings, and train how they're supposed to. Straight out of basic, most people come to myself for to get their rifle quals. So we have a pretty simple rifle eval. Make sure you can hit shit from any distance. And then when we get into the later phase of the platoon, we have training events. We have actual putting things into practice, and excuse me, we train and then we drill it and then we use it. So that's the kind of order that we try and keep. Any questions?
And with PM, we are more of a professional oriented than other servers that are more combat oriented. Where other servers, they train more of a, oh yeah, we have to be combat ready. We're going to be ready for raids. We personally do not take place in too many raids. We are one of the servers where we will be laid back with you, as long as you're laid back with us, as we are more of a professional side of servers. We are one of the most professional servers out there, if not the most.
Alrighty. Can somebody talk? Cause my audio was cutting out a little bit. Somebody.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
yeah, I can still hear you guys. Yeah.
Hello,
Alrighty.
hello.
So, so I mean, PM, a great server. I mean, I wouldn't have featured it today, of course, but well, tell us about like your guys' chain of command. Like, who are you guys? Who are you? Who are you? Like, who is with you? I mean,
We are. So right now we are in what we call the MAM space. The MAM is one of our most important people in the server. She is the most respected person on our server. She is one person
is
you
she?
will not.
Vice Admiral Dorica.
Vice Admiral.
However the fuck.
Dorica.
She has a.
However you say her name.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
But
we
everybody in the server refers to her as the MAM. That's the most simple way to notify that's a person you don't mess with. And then so we have Mandarin or Director Mandarin. He is our. They're about tied for command. They're the two
Is
top
Vice
people.
Admiral like in relation to anybody else, or like?
She's just at the
As
very top of
in-
our chain.
Alrighty. No, I mean that's awesome. I mean, yeah. I mean, I hear so much. I mean, Mandarin is a very hardworking person. Yeah.
He is.
So,
Sacrifice a lot of his
that's-
personal time to make it a better experience for others.
Yeah, and I think we should have more of that. I feel like. So, who else do you guys carry with?
Um, I know for myself, the next person I would report to would be First Lieutenant Prescott, who would be my platoon commander. He would be the next person in our chain of command.
Yeah, very, very hardworking person, Prescott, close friend of. Yeah. Do you feel like you guys are really tight knit and you guys can work
Yes,
on
ma'am.
anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We're trained to work
Um,
together, and we're trained to be effective together.
It's less
Beautiful.
of a server and more of a family. I'll put it.
Yeah. I think so many groups want to be a family, but I feel like not enough groups put in the work to be a family, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, who is next? I mean,
If you want to
then-
take
then I-
talk about June,
Yeah. Then we have Sergeant June. He's our senior drill
Staff Sergeant.
instructor. Staff Sergeant June. I apologize. Staff Sergeant June is our senior drill instructor. He is one of the only. Well, he is the only senior drill instructor. But June has put so much effort towards the drill instructor program and towards the recruit program, just the same as Sergeant Micro, just the same as Director Mandarin. We have all came together and we have found what works best for recruits.
that's amazing. Do you guys? How long has PM been around for, actually?
couple years, I want to say.
Yeah, a couple years.
2
Really?
years. Yes,
2
ma'am.
3 years. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, you don't see a lot of groups anymore that can say that. I mean, of course there are, but like that's still impressive. What do you think, Time Master?
October
Yeah,
2020
I
ma'am,
mean-
is when it was started.
Wow.
That is definitely old. That is, definitely up there with one of the oldest. And it's always great hearing from the professional servers as well, because you get a lot of those really mature ones. So
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is one of your favorite aspects of Project Mercenary that really sets the server and the people apart from everyone else?
We take things to another level of performance and professionalism. There's no room for slack, and there's no room for any fooling around. It's very serious, very cutthroat.
I was gonna say the same thing. Because personally, I prefer more of a professional server if I'm gonna join one. That's how
Yeah.
I've led some servers. That's how I've been in command of some servers. It just all depends on the server for me.
Well, we're gonna just have to wait him.
Of course.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Somebody grab Truman before he gets a little handsy with the cameraman. Truman, we can't keep molesting the cameraman. Don't put your little weak arms up. Sorry about him. If he doesn't take his medicine, he can be a little. Yeah, I
Oh,
see.
no.
He thinks he's strong. But come back in. So, alrighty. I hear so much about the strictness of PM. Do you guys get a lot of people who join thinking they're tough shit? And do you see that a lot?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Our
ma'am.
record is, 2 minutes for a recruit to quit and
two
leave
2 minutes
basic
to
training.
break. We've had people we've had people leave in disarmament, and that's the first one. That's the
What?
easiest part.
Yeah, the record
What?
he did it before we asked him to get something. He had to get a new smoke,
Wait.
and he'd left.
You mean you have people who you have a record for people that leave early?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Depending on the server, that may be a good or bad thing, but like I think PM that really says something if people are too chicken or
For us, it's breaking the character, breaking the bad parts of a character. As in, we recently had someone who joined and he was like, "I'm the best recruit you've ever seen," this and that. We quickly learned that egos can be broken. He learned that soon. He learned that 5 minutes into the basic training. It depends on the person. If you cannot follow a simple order, you will have a rough time. But if you can simply listen, follow directions, then you'll be perfectly fine. Nothing bad will happen. It's all about constructive criticism.
Ma'am, you're not saying
Oh.
anything.
Yeah, ma'am, you
I
you
think that
cut out.
mic's broken.
Yeah, my
You got that sign language.
I can hear again. Oh
Oh,
my
there
god,
we go, there we go.
hallelujah. So yeah, could you hear me? Could you hear?
no,
No, ma'am.
No, not
no,
for the
ma'am.
end there.
Oh
no.
my gosh. My bad. Could you well paraphrase what you had said? I'm sorry.
I had said that as long as you can follow simple directions, and as long as you have enough grit to stick something out in this server, then you should be fine to pass through it. As long as you can
Yeah.
follow basic commands, as long as you can listen, you'll be fine. Everything in our server is based around constructive criticism.
Yeah. Well, I think that's awesome. I feel like a good group builds each other up. The people involved and I mean the character. I mean, okay. Who do you think has the most? I mean, personal shoutouts from PM, like from your guys' chain of command. Who do you feel like? Who do you guys feel like really puts in the knit and grit sometimes when most people don't notice it? Like do you
The
guys have any?
director,
Do you
man.
guys feel like? Yeah. Figured. Smart
The
answer.
director, the ma'am, and then also Hook. He's the behind the scenes person that a lot of people don't see what he does.
There's always
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, underdogs. I mean, they don't get enough recognition, and here you are, right?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
should be very proud. I'm very glad I pointed to the right person. Oh gosh, yeah. But I mean, it takes a team to get places, and yeah. So, what are you guys' thoughts on bigger servers? I mean, would you guys say you're smaller, or like what's your member count?
We are one of the more full servers at the moment. I think we are around 100, ma'am.
20,
And
120.
Everyone's active.
I wouldn't say everyone. You can never have a full 100% activity rate.
But
Fair.
should we host a training? Should we host an event? We will pull at least 8 people.
Beautiful.
We had one
I
not
mean,
too long ago. We had to have multiple servers pulled up so everyone could get trained.
Yeah. It was for a
Wow.
basic training. We also had 2 that we had to pull.
Wow. I mean, dude, I don't think anybody can really say that anymore. I feel like, wow. That's,
Honestly, that's one of the secrets of TFE. Everyone saw, the 700, 800. I think at one point it passed a K, but I don't entirely think that was fair.
ugh,
But we wouldn't have top activity. We'd be pulling 6, 7 people to most events. There was very few events where we managed to get multiple people. So, doing that with a server, a fraction of the size.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, like, wow. That's incredible. I mean, what about, are you partnered with anybody? Do you work with any, like, other servers? Other units?
Yes, ma'am. We do help other servers with training efforts and try and mentor the community and try and get a better standing within it.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys have allies, right? Or partners?
Technically, ma'am, yes.
Who are you guys affiliated with then? If you don't
I'm
mind.
not 100% sure off the top of my head, ma'am.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
apologize.
Do you know, Reaper?
No,
Oh,
ma'am.
you don't know?
I apologize.
What about Goose's stuff?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
NSWC,
Goose's
of
server.
course.
You guys are
Yeah,
on
that
the you
completely
guys
slipped
are
my
on
mind.
the server.
So, and
Sorry,
NSWC,
ma'am. We are just so
oh
tight,
my
ma'am.
god.
It's hard to think of them as a separate server.
Really?
It's hard to think of our servers as separate servers, seeing that now we share a
Oh.
map, and that we've been such close knit for if not even years.
So are you guys like a merged server, or do you guys just 2 separate servers and you guys do so much together?
Two separate servers that are close together to simplify it. It's not that we are 2 of the same server. It's that we are 2 servers that are close knit to each other.
Mm. I mean, I think that should be a staple of what partners should be. I mean, I think so many people, ally hubs especially. I mean, they partner with everybody, and then what are you doing after that? Like if you don't work with them, why be with them, right?
Exactly, ma'am. We work better once we
think-
train together.
Exactly, beautiful.
And I think that's
you
another,
guys-
going back a little bit, how the Milsim's evolving, that's something I've seen more and more, ally servers becoming training with their partners rather than just being with them.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So I think that's really, that's a testament, honestly. Having to put multiple lobbies up for VCT, having to, you were so close, and you share a map with another unit, and it's like one unit. I mean, the information board speaks for itself. I mean, that's so much more than I've ever seen from other groups. I think really pat yourself on the back for that, and I really hope and I really think people should check out PM. I mean, really, guys. I think the fact you break character, you are building people to be better is the whole experience. And I believe it betters people. So, I mean, would you agree?
Yes, ma'am. We do have when we do recruit people, it is always a lovely thing to see when they first message you and how they would respond to you, and then after basic training, how they ask you something. They go from saying, "Hey, yo, whatever," to "Afternoon, Staff Sergeant. This is what I need. How can you help me?" It's a real pleasure to see that.
I noticed that. So before this, we made a group chat, and extremely formal, by the way. I mean, like, personally, I've never been the type of person to pick up on formalities. Wasn't raised that way. Really hard for me to pick up. You guys are, like, excellent in communication. I feel like you guys get to a point, and, people don't communicate properly anymore. They expect somebody to understand it, and communication is key. So.
Yes, ma'am. That's why we train it.
So, that being said, what are your plans from PM, like from the future? Like, what are you guys gonna be doing?
To expand, to educate the community onward of what a server should be like instead of what the current situation is, such as servers going cutthroat at each other because one person got shot in a pub. It's personally, I say it's childish, because you're gonna get shot in a server. It's not like a game where, oh yeah, everybody's fun, everybody's holding hands, nobody's shooting at each other. This game is oriented around shooting people, but it should not come to the point where, oh no, someone from one server got shot by another person from a different server. Let's go nuke their server, or let's go dox their leader. It shouldn't come down to that point.
Man, doxing is a funny subject. Yeah, we love doxers. Woohoo! Ah, man, I love it. Yeah, I think
Worse than nukes.
yes, I really gotta tell you, it's not fun. But I really think staple servers, really. I mean, I hope you guys are successful, and I mean, do you have anything else you'd like to say? I mean, like, about your people. I mean, do you any interesting facts about the chain of command and the people in there? Like, not just who they are, just like a little fact about them, maybe. Like, you guys too.
Multiple of our command have been in or are currently in IRL military forces. That's where we can get a very realistic point of view.
Really? Like who? Who's actually or once or actively involved?
Director Mandarin, ma'am. He is a current United States Marine.
Yes, yeah, he is. Anyone else?
Venus was a combat veteran, and he served in Kuwait.
Wow. Anyone else former?
A good friend of mine that is currently, I think he is helping out with NSWC, Grim, who was a submarine Navy sailor for many years.
I think having experience, you build better. You build way better up together, and that's great. I mean, not a lot of people, I think not a lot of servers can actually say that they have the same thing. I mean, no, of course there are going to be groups who can say that, but real experience, real knowledge is very much needed. I mean, it makes everything feel a little bit more in your face,
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Yes, ma'am.
Any facts? Anything cool? I mean, little things here and there about PM. I mean, we can talk about it.
You want to be more, ma'am, if I could ask you to be more descriptive, what you mean by facts?
I mean, shoot, man. I mean, you're representing the server to come speak today. I mean, talk about the server. The point was to put you guys on spot. So you think
Of course,
about.
ma'am.
So like I was saying earlier, we're unlike majority of the other communities that are combat oriented, where they train fighting. We train more of a professional standard, professional, more serious standard. Where do we measure skill? Do we measure accuracy? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, that Staff Sergeant Hook recently was the only person out of 5 who passed the sniper trails trials.
Wow.
And that
That's
was
awesome.
last night. That you earn badges for things that you do. It just depends on the point of the
Yeah.
point that you are.
Yeah, that's really cool. Really cool actually. Good for you, Huck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, of course. I mean, do you guys plan on joining, serving, anything after all this is said and done one day?
Yes, ma'am.
Really? What do you plan
ma'am.
on?
I plan on the future becoming a nuclear engineer for the United States Navy.
That's badass. That's hell yeah. You, Reaper?
Same branch but SEALs.
Awesome. I mean, it's great to see people come together like this. So, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say about PM? I mean, I'm pretty sure if this is correctly being recorded, so Mandarin can, of course, director, he can watch. So,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, you guys can make a watch party out of it in PM, so yeah, everybody can see what you
I
guys
do
say
believe
about
our
PM.
director is recording.
Yes, ma'am. I believe he is.
Oh, I have not seen who was actually watching. Whoops. Is he watching?
Yes,
I
ma'am, he
believe
is.
so.
Hi, Mandarin. We're totally best friends. Totally.
I am.
Not at all. I mean, he's a really cool dude. I mean, I've known him for a little bit. I mean, really hard worker. I mean, so aligned with what Goose does. I mean, like, do you guys think that should be a staple for how people ally and be partners today?
Of course, ma'am. There's no
Yes,
point of becoming an allyship if you're not going to work with the person and try and both become better together. There's no point in forming an alliance in that regard. If you just want to say, hey, I don't attack you if you don't attack me, that's not really an alliance as much as it is.
That's just a peace
pact.
treaty at that point.
Yeah, kind of useless. I mean, yeah, staple
A
people.
lot of the points that people become allies today are the fact of raiding. Is that, oh yeah, I'll protect you if you protect me from raids. Instead of what
I
it should
think-
be is getting together, training each other, making the community better.
I think the standard should be you'll help another group if they get raided anyway. You shouldn't have to be joining people to ask that. I mean, to be honest, that's a big thing if you UC Security Council. Like, I mean, like that should be a standard for people. You know, like if you know a group that's fallen, nuked, or whatever, coming together is the biggest thing we need right now. I personally believe. I mean, PM has some great faces. Huck, Reaper, Prescott, great person, director, Mandarin, wonderful people, really wonderful people. Yeah, I mean, anything else you guys want to add on to it? And I won't hold you guys any longer if you don't have anything else you want to say.
Not in particular, ma'am.
Alrighty, you guys are welcome to, or Reaper?
Oh no, I was just saying nothing. I have nothing
well,
else to add.
You guys are welcome to stay and play. We're just about closing up and wrapping up. I mean, a lot of thanks for everybody who has helped. A lot of people who want to help. Maury for guessing the code. Maury, come here.
What? No.
Oh, look, man. Oh, brother. Hey, Maury, how are you today?
You're right. Wonderful.
You sound
Amazing.
so happy. So
dude.
yeah, we will not save the lobby code because I'm sure somebody right now is kind of happily listening.
Why would
and I
you say
bet
that?
somebody.
We guessed as well.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's really easy.
Yeah. We I was like, let's see club.
Reaper.
Okay, guys. Okay. The lobby code is really hard. You don't know it. Cool beans. So.
Yes, ma'am. It is
yeah.
very random.
It is very hard to guess.
I mean, dude, I'm pretty smart with numbers. You know what they say? I'm a mathematic. I think that's
Yeah,
how you say that word. Yeah. I can do 2 plus 2.
Just about.
Mathematician. That's me right here. Yeah. So yeah, Mori was
No
kind of like
time
our
zone
bodyguard. Time Master thinks she's a comedian. You know, I do know my time zones, people. And I know only one time zone, which means all of my time zones, which is EST, the only time zone in my world. Yeah. Yeah, it was a really great discussion. Time Master. Oh god. Oh, that's pretty ironic, the name too. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, really glad everyone's come together and helped out. I mean, didn't we even talk to Siren Song a teensy little bit? You wanna?
Yeah, so one of the perks of being a moderator in the main Onward server is that I talk to Siren quite a lot now. So when there was some confusion about whether or not the name would have any issues, I just reached out to her and asked, is it going to be an issue? And she was like, no, it'd be fine.
I really do hope I hope they look at this. I
They
think,
might.
to be honest, it would be a smart move. No, it really would be. I mean, like, if it brings people together and you're giving somebody to watch. And I mean, we're gonna take suggestions. I mean, if people have requests, and soon we'll have applications ready, and those applications will be for applying for the crew. We have info. Don't want that in my hand. You can apply to be part of the information crew, which you gather information, and you're essentially, you want to know your shit. Scripting, we don't want to go off of a script. Certain people need a script. Certain guests want to know what's up. So we have prompts and scripts to go off of. I mean, I'm pretty much just babbling off the top of my head the whole time. Like, Time Master needed a prompt, a script, an outline. Most importantly, an outline, and filming crew, which qualifications is you need to have a good setup, dude. Any video for good setup, good internet. Yeah, and you can of course do that with, and yeah, and editors, yeah, editorial, all things needed, and we don't have any staff yet, honestly. So staff, we're not gonna do moderators or admin. No, we just collectively say staff. So I mean, and also yeah. So I mean, with that being said, I mean, unless anybody else has any little things they want to add to, we'll start fully wrapping this party up. I mean, don't all talk at once, guys. I mean, wow.
I have nothing to say, ma'am.
Thanks for having
Okay,
me.
guys. Of course, yeah, and hope to see more people in the future, and hopefully if this gets, I want to see if it gets big, then everybody in Onward can enjoy this. I feel like this is something, I think it'd be kind of cool. I mean, there's got to be a demographic somebody might actually want it. We might end up, if we do record episodes, like fully record and we'll put it on YouTube. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, okay, now. We'll put it on YouTube, and we'll have to start a YouTube channel for that. Womp womp. No. we'll have a YouTube channel for it, because that makes more sense. We're not. I'm sorry, TJ. And we will in the future, if people want to do live streams, we can even do the streaming platforms like Twitch, I guess. I don't know. It really depends what people want to see. Well, see, it's whatever. True. True. Yeah. I mean, thoughts on everything you've coming here today, seeing what's been made. You guys, any comments on it? Like, I mean, I think it's cool.
I think it's a very good for the future of Onward to all come together as a community and have an actual discussion with one another and actually talk as face to face as we are now, and it really brings the community up more together, and it definitely will bring a better future for the game in total.
Yeah, I think it lets people know about other things. I mean, what if you Time Master talking about the map creators. I mean, that's something that maybe not a lot of
Alright,
people
I'm
know
gonna
about.
handle it.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Do you want
did
to
it-
just make
did
sure
it
you get an
save?
announcement out about that then?